See, that's our problem.
Yeah.
You got to record everything.
Well, because we are, as a very professional podcast show, as this, we have our own sort of crowd warm-up person in each of us. So we're out here, we're working the audience, we're making sure that they're in the right state of mind before we bring out the principal cast of the sitcom that will be taped before them as a live studio audience.
And then the applause sign.
Yeah. We got the applause sign. We've
got the laugh sign.
Jay's over here getting all of his headlines, and he's gonna be like, hey, look at this. This is pretty interesting, huh?
Have you seen my denim?
I got enough denim for 1,000 cars, and I have 1,000 cars. Hey, look, somebody named Butt married someone named Ass. That's a joke.
Where does my chin fit into the situation? Because he's got the butt chin.
He's got a lot of chin. Yeah. It's aspirational.
Yeah, no. When I grow up, I want Jay Leno's chin.
Oh, you'll probably be able to buy it. eBay.
You guys remember that cartoon, The Chin? I don't think that it was an actual cartoon. I think it was like a segment in something. Do you know what I'm talking about?
The Chin?
The Chin.
Was it a...
It might just have been a... I think it was like a bit in some other show.
Because I'm thinking of The Tick, and The Tick has a large chin. Am I making that one up?
No, you are not making that up. It's Crimson Chin, which was in Fairly Odd Parents.
Yep.
That's what I'm thinking
of. Who looks exactly like the Tick.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
There we go. That makes me feel better.
The Crimson Chin.
Okay. All right.
I mean, that is quite a chin too, because you're not walking through most doorways with that chin.
Well, at least not sideways. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, well, imagine if somebody calls your name when you're entering or exiting a room. You're going to turn around and
whip your head.
Yeah, you're going to knock yourself right on the ground. It's miserable.
It's constantly bandaged, like you see in old cartoons when somebody bonks their head, but it's just his chin.
Yeah, there's just like stars and bunny rabbits revolving around the chin. Yeah. I like this. I like
that especially because it implies his brain is in his chin. And I think that's some good canon.
Wait a minute. Your brain's not in your chin? Is that what are you trying to...
No, that's why Jay Leno is so aspirational, so that my brain can be larger.
I mean, he does have a lot of money, so I guess Chin was thinking smart.
Yeah. Yep.
Isn't that the thing he talks about, how he's never touched any of his Tonight Show money?
I know, but then where did these cars come from?
It must have been all those Doritos commercials. You remember those Doritos commercials he was in when we were
did probably make bank.
Little ones, yeah.
One of the conspiracy theories that I read about, watched a TikTok about, was celebrities who end up cloning themselves throughout time. Do you think Jay Leno was just living off of his previous life?
Oh,
it's a time cop scenario.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, have you guys seen that like pictures of Nicolas Cage from the 1800s?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Same. There's a Keanu Reeves thing that is similar. That like, this person's
maybe
Keanu Reeves.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure Nicolas Cage has got to be immortal.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, I think it's obvious that he is. Yeah. No one can say the alphabet in a movie as resolutely as that unless they have seen The Fall of Rome. I don't think.
A, B, C. That is in Vampire's Kiss.
Incredible not a horror movie.
Yes, it is. We're gonna do it on Never the Monster.
That's great. It is a delightful film. I will say that.
Good. Yeah.
It is a piece of cinema.
Yes, it is.
Which is, I think, what you can say about over 50% of his catalog.
It's true.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
This is debut, buddies. Or is it?
Oh,
Is
are we
it?
deep fakes?
It's a fortnightly podcast about firsts. Or is it?
The first deep faked podcast. The first podcast hosted by holograms.
The first podcast organized and presented by the Illuminati to trick you into thinking that some things happened before other things because nothing has ever happened first. Everything happens second or later. I'm Nate. I'm one of the
Kelly.
buddies.
Oh, sorry. There are some bugs to work out in the algorithm we're using for our avatars. I'm Kelly. I'm another buddy.
I'm Chelsea. I might be a buddy.
Hard to say.
But she does look different this week, listeners. She's got bangs today. What is she hiding behind those bangs? What's back there? Actually, both of my co-hostesses have bangs tonight.
Oh, yeah, we do.
What are you hiding?
I feel like I've had bangs since 2007. Nate, have you never looked over here?
Sorry, no, it's just one picture of me is all I'm looking at the whole time we do this. I have you as minimized as possible.
Screenshot that for the listeners. Put it on the socials.
Or will I? This episode, we are talking about the first conspiracy theory. Is it a conspiracy that we're talking about it on the heels of an episode about dead Kennedys, which itself was a reference to a potential conspiracy?
Girl, I'm going to draw a line. I'm going to draw a direct line.
Right down the middle of the podcast, and you get one side and we get the other side.
Yeah, well, I mean, I guess it's going to depend on which conspiracy theories we all agree or disagree
What?
with. Yeah.
I mean, obviously, some of them are true, and some of them
are true.
Yeah.
Don't make any sense.
Earth, flat, moon, hollow. I'm just speaking the truth.
They're both the same. They're one flat, hollow thing together. You can walk to the moon right now if you want it.
It's a disc, but it's vertical.
Chelsea, you
Yeah,
researched the very first conspiracy theory, I believe.
I did. Okay, so I did read it on Wikipedia, but I more just wanted to talk about conspiracy theories for some time with you guys because I like talking to you guys about stuff. And
okay, so I read the actual conspiracy that you were talking about in the New York Times.
oh, okay, perfect. Because I just read the little snippet that was like, the British are funding our civil war.
Oh, you know what?
money.
Maybe I didn't see that one.
Okay, is there a better one? Because that one, that's it. I think that's it. It's the British are funding our civil war because they want to destabilize us.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the first one I saw was that it was like the British and possibly the French are playing both sides of this situation with the interest of maybe America will fail if we shake it. They're like, hey, look, we got a couple of bugs in a jar. Let's just shake it.
I love that we have different, like, I Googled first conspiracy and I got a different one. This is a conspiracy. We're living a conspiracy. We got fed different information.
I also watched a YouTube video on the first conspiracy, but the date for the one on Wikipedia was earlier than wait.
So
Kelly, what was yours?
Yeah, the one I read was a newspaper article, which I need to read commentary on it since the article, because the article may be the conspiracy theory, because the article was about a conspiracy wherein there was a group of it was nuts. Actually, it was like a distributed set of lodges who are all part of a secret society here in America during the Civil War,
observing the groundhog.
Not this, or maybe, I guess this one was really focused
at least
on
one of them, right?
This probably, but this one was really focused on how Andrew Johnson No, hold on. I'm getting confused with another
Jackson.
conspiracy theory I read.
Oh.
No, I was talking about Johnson. Uh hold on. This one was about like all of these different lodges in a bunch of different states who were anti Lincoln. You know what? A better way to say it. They were pro-Confederacy. And they had this crazy plan to, what was it called? It was called the Knights of the Golden Circle is the name of the secret society. And the Golden Circle is this collection of land in like Mexico and the very southern part of the United States. And they wanted the seat of their new government to be in Havana. And yeah, they wanted like only states that were where slavery was legal. And they had this plan to, so this included northern states. So like these lodges existed in some of the Union states, and they had this plan to like one day all of them would start like battles distributed amongst the states centered on their lodges, and it would be like excuse me, hugely destabilizing and like causing many civil wars in these like chaos war.
Did this
tactics.
Have to do with the Sons of Ipswich, or does this have to do with Ipswich at all?
That word is unfamiliar to me.
Okay,
so
then never mind. I watched a YouTube video on a first conspiracy, and it sounded similar to this, but I did a terrible job listening to it.
So. Well, but I only read an article that came out at that time.
Cool.
That was like a bunch of dudes got arrested the other day in Missouri. Let me tell you about it. But I really liked the article because it used a bunch of exclamation points. Like it, and like the way that we use them today, it was like they want to get rid of Lincoln, and then in parentheses exclamation mark, and then the sentence continues. It's like that's how I do it.
What I was seeing on this British intervention in the Civil War thing is that a lot of the conspiracy theory was, hey, they're tipping the scales, right, and they're kind of playing with everything because they're playing both sides. The notion being that, you know, the British were on one hand offering to participate in some trade with the North, but they were also probably largely doing that to help France because France was doing imperialistic stuff in Mexico at the time.
Okay, so now who's hooking up with the French?
Everybody. Like that's why it's called French kissing, because literally everybody does.
Oh, gross.
Yeah. But the other side of it was that the South was also greatly dependent on Great Britain because of cotton trade. And so there was all of this sort of historical desire from the South that they were like, hey, we're going to get recognition as a nation. The Confederacy will get noticed as a sovereign nation because we will have this important trade relationship with our former like
overlords.
Yeah, with our former owners. And we're cool with that because it'll get us somewhere, right? They thought, which of course didn't really manifest the way that they wanted to. But I mean, since all these things were going on, it feels natural that people at the time would be like, oh, well, Great Britain is dabbling in our affairs. And it's like, well, yeah, I mean, in the same way that, let's be honest, the greatest conspiracy of all might just be capitalism and the way that it dabbles in everyone's affairs all the time, regardless of morality, ethics, or the nature of conflicts.
Oh, we cut right to it.
Every time.
Yeah. Let's see. It's been exactly, I don't know how many minutes it's been. I'll edit it in later.
Yeah. Anti-capitalism, buddy.
Yeah.
So I sort of wonder if the article that I read is related to these, because the Knights of the Golden Circle were tied back to this other secret society in England.
Oh,
that also wanted to like destabilize. OAK was the abbreviation. Order of
wait.
Order of a King.
Oh, of a king.
I don't remember what it was. um, oh.
I think what's interesting is that conspiracy, yeah, they're probably tied together, right? Because I think the notion of secret groups of people doing things is through everything continuously. It's happening now. All of the conspiracies of our current timeline are based on the idea that groups of people are getting together and colluding and controlling stuff in ways that elaborately don't make sense. We're talking like James Bond villain level convoluted, and of course it's happening, right?
So that's the of course it's happening is what I wanted to just call you on. You just of course these are related. It's human nature. We're all fallible. It's so easy to go, well, they must be related. It makes sense. That is how conspiracy theories get started.
Are finding patterns.
Because conspiracy theories are relying on narrative, right? And narrative has a pretty common structure. Like, we know how to tell stories, and there are ways that you tell stories that are convincing, and there are ways that you tell stories that aren't. And all you have to do to tell a story that's convincing, lie or truth, is have threads that link together in a way that doesn't have to be direct. And arguably, if they're too direct, if it's too clear that things are connected, people disbelieve it. Right?
That's true. But I think that there's also like a fine balance there, because if it is too direct, you're skeptical of it. And if it's too convoluted, you're skeptical of it. So there's like this sweet spot. Yeah.
It's like when you're insulating a space, you need to leave a little bit of air in between.
Yeah.
Because there has to be enough space for your bullshit detector to get like lost. If it's too tight, it doesn't work. And if it's too wide, you're like, well, this doesn't work either. One of the things I noted, I saw when I was researching a little bit was that there's a conspiracy now that Vladimir Putin is hanging his hat on that's called the Golden Million, which again invokes golden in a group. But the Golden Million is this idea that there are 1 million non-Russian Westerners who are very powerful and colluding to take all of Russia's resources and keep them down at the expense of everything else. And it appears to be pretty much the dog whistle and shorthand used for everything that's going on right now, and pretty much the entirety of the last maybe 15 years, 20 years of his rule there. It's just all guided on this idea and it's no different from like Republicans or conservatives or fringe folks talking about George Soros or whatever, or anti-Semitic stuff, New World Order, all these things, Illuminati, like it all comes from the same place, which is like we have to marginalize a person that we want to fight and make them evil, right?
Well, okay. Like every other word you said, I was like, got something to say. So, okay, how do I
say it all down? Now I'll edit it in like we had a conversation instead of me just
talking. Oh gosh, where do I begin? I'm going to save this for later. Nate, you know about the New World Order and Denver International Airport. You must.
No.
Absolutely, yeah.
Chelsea,
there's tunnels, there's all sorts of stuff. The fact
there's
that
tunnels.
Like the weird,
it's shaped like a swastika,
the terrifying murals, all these things are in place.
The murals are weird. Like
they're gruesome. They're gruesome. Like you could say, gruesome. Hey, there's historical stuff, but like when you combine Blucifer with the layout of the airport, all of the secret tunnels underneath, and then that
plaque
art
that literally says New World Order.
Yeah.
Is this the one where it's too straightforward? I feel like there's no gap in the wall there.
Might be.
It's a little it's a little on the nose. It's too perfect.
Oh, the one that really gets me though is the murals. I went down a rabbit hole on this a couple years ago, I guess when I first moved out here, and read statements by the artist, who is a local artist, I guess, allegedly.
Is anybody really local?
Or an artist?
It's true.
Huh? What is art?
My understanding is the beauty is in the eye of the beholder, so what's art?
But does art have to be beautiful? Okay, all right. I guess his murals do make me feel something.
Yeah.
Which is good. It is bewilderment and distress, I suppose. I don't know. Yeah, those anyway, his statements and the airport's statements didn't make a ton of sense to me, but that is probably my conspiracy theory brain being tickled.
Oh yeah, I mean, there's all the stuff that like there's a straight shot from there to NORAD.
Yeah. Is it true that maybe this is part of the conspiracy? I have heard that there are like part of the tunnels under DIA are like where the president would be shipped in the event of like nuclear war or something.
It makes sense. I mean, because NORAD is supposed to be one of the spots, or at least they've said so as much in movies here and there, which leads me to believe that that's either completely true or completely false, right?
See, and that's like another conspiracy. Fucking Hollywood is up in like cahoots with the U.S. government, and that actually is true. Like,
let's talk about American Sniper, Black Hawk Down,
Zero Dark 30. Propaganda.
There's oodles of movies that the military has advisors on.
But even like the Marvel movies they have government advisors. Like,
well,
what the
Stark
fuck?
Industries has a lot of clout, so I don't even think we should upset them.
You're right. Bleep all of this. Just solid 3 minutes of. What did they say?
That would actually be really funny. Is to just
release
this episode almost entirely redacted, like just us saying our names and then lots of breaks and just inconsequential. Just inconsequential
but like
words
we're getting
in
increasingly riled. Like, no, fuck you.
Yeah, that would be good. That would be real good. People would love that. They pay for that content.
Yeah, just 2 hours.
Then we sell Patreon memberships to hear the episode uncensored.
Okay, all right. Now we're making money.
Now we're getting conspiratorial. One of the things that's very interesting that I discovered as well was that the term conspiracy theory came into our lexicon following the issuing of the Warren Commission report.
Oh, wow.
Of JFK's assassination. So people didn't even talk about, like, conspiracy theory wasn't something, when you Google a word and it gives you the, like, here's the common usage of this word.
Yeah.
Like, conspiracy theory would spike in 1968. When did that come out?
That sounds about right.
No, Warren Commission? The Warren Commission was like immediately after JFK, which is like the assassination. That's part of
64.
Why it can't be trusted. Yeah, 64. They were given like crazy tight deadlines, and so all of the Warren Commission is sort of called into question because it was so slapdash.
It's almost like they didn't want us to figure it out.
Yeah. Yes.
Anyway,
that's exactly what it's like.
It's almost like that's exactly what it's like. So the term suddenly just explodes starting in.
But that's conspiracy theory, the phrase, not the word conspiracy. Okay.
No, correct.
Conspiracy had been around before.
Yeah, because conspiracy,
that's what I thought.
The Teapot Dome scandal was a conspiracy.
Wait,
Iran-Contra was a conspiracy. Like all of these things, anytime that people collude together to do something, to defraud something or whatever, like, it's arguable that like this is a conspiracy of a sort. Us talking.
Well,
we're conspiring to become semi-popular on the internet in a time when this fad of podcasting is probably cresting and mooshing away.
I don't think that's true. I don't think that that's true. I do just think that it's hard to find your niche. I know that I bring up synchronicities all the time, but
you're always listening to the police. Yeah,
I can't I can't help it. I have to talk about them. I just saw a TikTok by John Green about conspiracy theories, and or at least about the etymology of the word, which is like conspiration is like breathing.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, like Suspiria. And so he was speculating on how like a conspiracy theory, maybe we got that term thinking, or like a conspiracy is about like a group of
like
people
to breathe together or
conspiring.
something.
Yeah. I said conspiring like as in breathing, and then after the fact realized, no, that's literally what you're talking about. I just thought that timing was interesting.
I think it's interesting that John Green is a if you remix
Famous
the
TikToker?
letters,
Oh.
if you remix the letters, it spells hog and jeer.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa.
I'm just saying.
We're on to you, John Green.
Hogging and jeering.
Your real name. What's your guys' favorite conspiracy theory?
I always, to go back to the Beatles, I always really like the Paul is dead conspiracy. I spent a lot of time reading, like, because early internet, like the internet of my college days, had countless Angel Fire pages dedicated to all the stuff with like old newspaper clippings and things like that. But the whole idea was that like Paul McCartney dies in, I think, 1966. Yeah, before Sgt. Pepper's comes out, after Rubber Soul comes out. He dies in between there. We're supposed to believe that
he was in the convertible with JFK. Yeah. JFK was in the trunk. He's still alive. He's on that island with Tupac.
and the guy from the TV show The Prisoner. Lots of security balloons. It's an old TV show. It was a good weird detective TV show about it. He's like a secret agent who gets gassed and wakes up on an island, and everybody's names have been taken away, and they only have numbers, and it's just trying to get off the island. It's a cool show. Yeah, okay. I think it's on. The Prisoner.
Oh, I was thinking of Prison Break. Sorry.
also a show.
That is a show, correct?
No, I'm sure I heard Prison Break was pretty good. I just never watched it.
I mean, The Prisoner sounds better.
But yeah, the Paul McCartney thing is interesting because Paul McCartney, it's supposedly that he gets into a car accident, is decapitated.
In the car accident. Princess dies?
Yeah.
Wait, was she actually decapitated?
Was she decapitated?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Well, is that a
maybe
theory?
That's what I heard. Okay, sorry. He gets decapitated.
Yeah, so he's decapitated, and the Beatles and Brian, what's the Beatles manager? Brian something, I cannot remember his name, is like, hey, the Beatles are too popular. We can't let anybody know that Paul is dead. We just have to find a new Paul. So they go out and they find this guy who looks pretty much like Paul McCartney and who can kind of sing like Paul McCartney, but it's slightly different. And so they say that, like, oh yeah, he starts sounding different starting with Sgt. Pepper's on. Like his voice is just slightly changed. It's like a quarter of an octave off of what Paul McCartney's voice was, which honestly you can be like, hey, look, he was like 20 and then he's like 23 and your voice changes a little bit over time.
Well, and he's also like smoking doing a lot of drugs.
And shit.
Yeah.
And they're doing a lot of stuff that puts a little gravel in there. It's not like he went from Paul McCartney to Tom Waits overnight or something. There's a gradation.
Cool,
yeah, that would be great.
So this is the Avril Lavigne theory.
That's what I was gonna say. Oh. Is this just gonna resurge every like 30 years or so?
But with like the caliber of the artist slowly dips over time. I mean, no, love Avril, no shade, no tea.
That's fair.
But she's not the Beatles.
Maybe in another time.
Maybe she's Canada's Beatles.
Yep.
You know what? I take it all back.
Yep.
Maybe Nickelback is Canada's Beatles. No, I think that's Nickelback. Rush is probably
not anymore. Is she still married to?
No, they divorced.
Okay.
Chad Kroeger.
Yep. No, she married the whole band.
No relation to Kroger Supermarkets.
We know that for sure.
Is he?
How did he get famous?
Is he?
That's true, right? Those cans won't stock themselves, Chad.
Kroger did one big conspiracy, and it was to install Nickelback.
yeah. Because they tell you he's drinking to find something at the bottom of every bottle, and Kroger sells a lot of things in bottles. I think it's pretty clear.
My King Supers, which is a Kroger. Finally sells wine.
Oh, congrats!
Thanks.
This is how you
worked
remind
hard for
me.
this.
So yeah, so the whole thing is Paul's dead. All the subsequent Beatles albums have some sort of clue in the artwork, right? So Sgt. Pepper's, he is on the back of the Sgt. Pepper's record. All four of the Beatles are standing there wearing their like satiny band regalia. Paul is the only one who's turned around and not facing the camera, so he's dead.
Whoa, that's a crazy clue.
On Abbey Road, Paul is the only one not wearing shoes, I think. So
That's
he's
true.
dead.
I think I've also heard that Maxwell's silver hammer is a relation to this. Like he hits him on the head with the hammer, and that's supposed to call back to the decapitation.
Yeah. So it's just like this, this very convoluted thing that doesn't really make any sense. But you can get you can find still Paul is dead merchandise around.
Right.
Like people make T-shirts.
Well, because that's you can hear that in one of the songs if you play it backwards. Is the
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That is right.
So wait, so does this tie into Lennon's assassination? Like, was he killed off because he was like gonna tell the world the truth about Paul?
I think Lennon's assassination was pretty straightforward because the guy was just nuts, and
he was pretty bonkers. How much do you know about him? Because
yeah, I know he was interesting enough that Jared Leto had to play him.
Oh, I forgot that.
Yeah.
And that was like in the long line of Jared Leto roles. I mean, I guess Dallas Buyers Club, he won an Oscar.
He did win an Oscar,
but he was doing the De Niro thing of like chasing the weight fluctuation thing to try to get an Oscar, and playing Mark David Chapman didn't work out.
He's got to be careful. Didn't Tom Hanks get diabetes from changing his weight all the time?
Did he have diabetes from it?
That's what I heard, but I don't verify.
Is this a conspiracy theory?
I mean, for what it's worth, Tom Hanks looks terrible in that Elvis movie.
Oh gosh,
it's a joke. He's made up to look terrible.
I haven't seen.
It's pretty good. Would recommend. Probably a conspiracy. Okay. So that's my favorite conspiracy because I really thought that was interesting. And then I don't know, like all the other stuff. The like UFOs is a great conspiracy. Like
not a conspiracy.
I really liked what Dyatlov Pass was.
Love Dyatlov Pass.
Even though it seems like over the last 5 years we've really sort of, or at least there's been a preponderance of evidence to be like, no, it really wasn't any of these things. I love the idea that
what is that?
Ooh, girl. Okay,
no, I'm
let
excited.
me tell you. So Dyatlov Pass. This happened in when did this happen, Nate? Do you remember?
Oh man, I thought it was like in the 30s or something, but
gosh. Okay. I was gonna.
I'm looking it up. 1959.
I think it's later than. Okay. Yeah. So this was a group of 9 skiers who were going on, not skiers, I guess, mountain climbers.
Yeah, they're outdoors people.
Yeah. Okay. Well, but they were like certified. Like
they were pro winter sports
people.
I mean, mountain climbers.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And so in order to even go on this trip, it's like with racing sometimes, like in order to get into the Boston Marathon, you have to have run qualifying races. It was like that. Okay. So they had to have done qualifying climbs to go on this trip. And so they go out, they're supposed to be back in like a couple days. They're all like young, they're in college, I think, so they're like healthy and strong, and they do this all the time. And so they go out on this trip, they don't come back. There's a huge storm that rolls in, they don't come back, and so everybody is like, shit, where'd those kids go? And so we're doing like searches for them constantly, and it's been snowing, so we can't find them. And when we do, it is so weird. Their tent is empty, and it has been cut. The back of the tent has been cut with a knife from the inside. So they were escaping out of the tent through the back. And
several of them are like nude or complete or in their underwear.
What?
And it's negative 20 below zero
degrees.
Yeah. It's real cold.
It's crazy. And some of them are found wearing the clothes of the others, and they've like climbed up in trees. And one of them is found with crush impacts, but no bruising. It's like she got hit by a car, but no bruising. And her tongue is missing, but there's
what the fuck?
And so everybody was like, oh, that's like an animal. It like ate
just animals. Just the tongue.
Well, I think some of the softer parts were also missing.
Okay.
But the thing is, there was blood in her stomach, so she was alive when it happened. And and so there are all of these theories. Oh, and then radiation was found at the site. And I've read some stuff that maybe refutes that. Like, I don't think it does, but one of them had like done something months ago that maybe got him in the vicinity of crazy radiation, but like, he would have had radiation sickness if he was just like carrying that around with him this whole time. And the thing about this one is, and so a bunch of people were like, it was an avalanche. But we saw one of the guys on the trip was like an amateur photographer. And so he had not one, but two cameras on him. And that's part of the conspiracy. He had the one camera that everybody on the trip knew about. And that's full of like pictures of them all like laughing and smiling. And in one of those, you can see like ski poles outside the tent, and they're sticking up. And they're still sticking up in that position when the tent is found. So everybody was like, can't have been an avalanche. That ski pole would not be there. Nobody else knew about the second camera. And suspiciously, that film cannot be recovered. And so there are a bunch of theories. Some of them are Bigfoot. Some of them are aliens. Some of them are
Bigfoot
government,
aliens.
because this was Russia. And this was
this is a part of the Urals, I think, that is inhabited by some indigenous tribes.
Yes, and do you remember what Dyatlov? Well, I don't remember exactly what it means, but it essentially means like, don't go there or you'll die.
Right. Yeah, I mean, if you unscramble Dyatlov Pass, it is ass loud, Tay.
Yeah,
about that.
That's it.
Yeah, but there's this theory that like the Russian government was also like testing nuclear weapons and things like that, or sonic weapons, things that we wouldn't understand.
They were all like jaundiced. They were all like orange.
Yeah. Some of the more recent stuff has been, hey, this is like fairly reasonable that they could have just legit gotten lost and run out of food and water, and the combination of dehydration and hypothermia could lead you to feel so warm that you would take your clothes off, and being lost.
That's true.
Like, so, they do that kind of stuff. It doesn't really explain everything. It's sort of an unsatisfying conclusion, but yeah, it's a really interesting one because it's so creepy. It's so like, especially because again, like, recipe for a good conspiracy. This is a group of seasoned hikers. Like they know what I was just reading, they had their like class 2 certification, and they were going on this hike to come back and get their class 3, which is like legit stuff. This isn't like a couple of yahoos getting lost in the woods. This is,
no, it was something like only 20 people before them had like this class 3 certification. Yeah, they know what they're doing out there. And I don't know. My favorite theory is, oh gosh, I forget what they're called. Is tiny cyclones. So this was in such like a weird place in the mountains. Like where they stopped and made camp was like a stupid place. We've learned that now, but due to the snow coverage, it was hard to tell that it was a stupid place. Like when they were there, it looked safe, and actually it was very bad. And there's what one of the theories was tiny cyclones that have a better name than that, but they like come through and you don't necessarily hear them, but the frequency that they give off, like it's like high EMF when you're ghost hunting. It like freaks out your body and you panic. And so maybe they all like felt that and like freaked out and ran away without like putting on shoes. And but the thing that like really closed the case on this a few years ago was the movie Frozen.
They told us to let it go, and we did.
Yep. We were like, okay,
we're done.
That's it.
There's no mystery here.
No, some researchers who were very obsessed with the Dyatlov Pass saw the movie Frozen, and they were like, huh, that snow looks real. And so they got in touch with the animators of Frozen and used their snow software to simulate the Dyatlov Pass. And I think they now say that it was a shelf avalanche. I don't remember if that's the right term, but it's basically like not big, scary waterfall avalanche, but like a top sheet of snow, like maybe a couple inches deep, all coming down the mountain. Got him. I don't
Still coming
believe
down
this.
fast and hard. Yeah, I think katabatic wind is the thing that you were thinking of, maybe.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
That just the topography of that part of the Urals they were in would have made it like impossible to remain in the tent. So they would have left to seek shelter behind the tree line. And then, you know, and then all it would take is
why cut out of it, you know?
Well, yeah, that's the thing that doesn't make any sense. The cutting out is very strange. You'd have to be in an incredible state of panic. Yeah.
I've still got questions.
What are your favorite conspiracies? We've talked about two of mine.
Well, you picked good ones. Chelsea, what's yours?
Mine are just the normal ones. I don't know. I do like the moon landing was fake.
Okay. Got it.
Okay. Great.
Well, I feel like so it happens when people do stuff ironically. And you talk about stuff a lot, and then after a while you have to be like, wait a minute, I don't actually believe that. Calm down.
That's why I
did that
just
with the
was
moon
like,
landing.
I don't know what you mean a normal one because I'm too deep.
Yeah.
That's also half of the jokes I make on this show is I just say them and then you guys stare at me blankly like, wait.
No, Nate,
do you think that?
that's not why we're staring. It's because we have different references.
Yeah,
yeah, I know. I really shouldn't keep referencing the stock market in 1942.
Oh gosh, this is just like, you know what? I'm gonna throw Nate into the ring with Nick Cage and Keanu Reeves being ancient beings.
Could be. Look at how young I look. Look at this guy. It's all the I don't know, whatever balsam specific that I drank. This kid
or adrenochrome. That's another of them. That's like a
that's true.
That's
Absolutely.
a New World Order one, I think, or an Illuminati one.
You just crack open the eraser head, baby, and
slurp it
up.
up.
Out the goodness.
I love how Chelsea suggested conspiracy theories, and she's in here like, what in the fuck?
No, that's exactly why I suggested it, because I was like, I love talking about conspiracy theories, but I don't know enough. You know who I think knows enough? Nate and Kelly. For sure, Nate and Kelly.
You know what I think is my new conspiracy is that, Chelsea, you are some sort of government plant who is just trying to get us to talk about stuff that we might know about, because you're offering us very leading questions without giving us anything, which is exactly what
Nate, a good bit would be to insert like clicking noise, like a phone tap.
What is that? What is that sound? Why do I keep hearing that modem-y sound? Is your phone on? Yeah, fake moon landing's a good one. Swamp gas. Swamp gas is fun.
Oh, I don't like that one. I like the stuff that they use swamp gas to cover things up. Or is that what you mean?
I thought that's what that meant.
Yeah. That's what I mean.
What you
it's
mean.
just that, like, oh yeah,
sorry,
it's light reflecting off of swamp gas. That's what you saw. It wasn't actually a UFO.
There's a ghost light. Are you familiar with that term, Nate? You're a Yankee.
Ghost light.
So I don't know. Okay, so a ghost light
I don't know.
is that
like the Marfa lights? Or like a will-o-wisp?
Yes. Yes. It's exactly that. Yes. Sorry, it took me a second to remember the Marfa lights, but it's exactly that. And there's one there's one in like, I don't know, every state. There's a small town with a ghost light everywhere. But there's one in particular, and maybe it was the Marfa lights, where they said it was swamp gas and headlights reflecting off of it. But the ghost light predates the invention of cars. So everybody was like, no, it fucking isn't. No, it's not.
No, but like people used to walk with two candles held out in front of them.
Just everybody
then, so that explains it.
They're like Scrooge hat and like the nightcap.
Yeah, it's like that sight gag in Dumb and Dumber when Jim Carrey wakes up dreaming about Lauren Holly taking her shirt off, and it's the headlights of the semi.
Yeah.
Everybody was just walking around like that back then.
I mean, I love the oh my God, shortwave radio, the Conet project. What am I thinking of? Government agencies broadcasting secret messages over these shortwave radio stations. Jesus Christ, I went through like such a huge phase of this. I was talking to people on Twitter who like listened to them. I was investigating getting a shortwave radio. My favorite ones are the Pip and the Squeaky Wheel. Come on, you guys, help me out.
I'm trying to
Google number stations. I got it. Oh, whew. Getting riled.
I think what's really fun about conspiracy theories is that they have become so much part of pop culture as a whole that we all love the X-Files here. That's a show predicated on conspiracy theories.
2/3 of us love the X-Files.
Oh no.
It's not that I don't love it. It's just that I haven't fully experienced it. Calm down.
It's because she's a Fed.
She's
a Fed.
You are wearing all black and sitting in a dark room.
Yeah. Is
There's
this
a
Smoking Man?
For a second, I was like, wait.
This is really... You do look very... like a Man in Black.
Honestly, I don't know what I look like because I hide myself. What do I look like?
You do the opposite of
like
me.
A Man in Black.
I do.
But yeah, I think because the X-Files happened. We had Alien Autopsy was a show that was on in the 90s around the X-Files. We had that Jonathan Frakes hosted show that the name I can't remember, where it was basically like he would tell
Fact or Fiction, right?
Yeah, it was like two truths and a lie, basically.
He also hosted Alien Autopsy, didn't he? I think so.
Oh.
I think so, yeah. I think he was one of the swing hosts on Fox in the late 80s, early 90s. You had Unsolved Mysteries at that time. You had the Lone Gunman, the spinoff of the X-Files. It was just about the three conspiracy theorists that Mulder checks in with. You had the Outer Limits rebooted, right? Like it was a big time for conspiracy theory. And then you had King of the Hill, where Dale Gribble is a conspiracy theorist.
Oh yeah.
On that show. You have this sort of wave of like there's always a conspiracy theorist in every group in some sort of setting, right? Like even Community, I think like Donald Glover's character Troy is conspiracy. They're all kind of conspiracy.
Yeah, they all got a little bit of
some episode.
They just like are they
have
conspiracy
different
theorists
conspiracy.
Or are they easily taken? Which I guess tomato.
Well, isn't that the tomato of the situation? I mean, it's interesting to me that since this happened, it's sort of like, well, what can we spin? And now, of course, we live in an era where politics isn't even about discussing actual things that are going on anymore.
No,
it's just
all
about
the story.
It's just about weaving these things, right? Like, we now have a newly seated Republican House of Representatives with a very slim margin, and they're spending all of their time looking into Hunter Biden's laptop shit again.
So stupid.
And what's distressing to me always, what's concerning on a general level is like no one who votes for them is holding them to account to be like, hey, but like, why aren't you governing? Right. And it's not, and I'm not saying that Democratic voters aren't doing the same thing, because we run into the same problem. Like, I think we do ask for more stuff, but we acquiesce to the fact that like the storyline is, oh, we can't do things because there's all these checks and balances. And it's like, no, but why aren't you governing? Like, what's the point of being here if you're not going to govern? And instead, it's just this constant weaving of stories. And I think it's wild, right? Because we are living in a post-truth era.
Yeah.
Or at least in a very like almost post-truth era where you can watch TikTok and discover like the Ohio train crash. TikTok and social media was full of all sorts of theories about what was actually going on, right? And even the people in East Palestine, Ohio, have pretty much risen up and been like, hey, the government didn't do this right. And I think there's like the where's the line of where are the real questions, like what actually was done wrong versus the conspiratorial stuff. Because at some point, the conspiracy thinking prevents us from ever actually approaching the truth because we're looking for something so outlandishly specific or so interesting. Like we're looking for an M. Night Shyamalan twist everywhere.
Right.
Yeah.
And that means that we're never going to be satisfied with general incompetence, which is 99% of what goes wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think that a big part of conspiracy theory, I go back and forth on whether it's the whole part, but I think that it's like an easy way to like soothe yourself when things are really bad, right? Like, yes, things are really bad, but it can't be that like that's how things are, or those are like, it can't be chance, right? It has to be like somebody did this, and I need to figure out like what the purpose of that was. And that's unfortunately, like most of the world is just, that's how it is.
Kelly, did you just crack that the actual first conspiracy theory might be both the Epic of Gilgamesh and the story of the flood in the Bible?
Sure did.
It's like, well, some fucked up shit happened, and it must have been something.
Well, Babel too, right?
Yeah.
Seriously, it is wild to live in a time where it's just like there's not even a hunger for what really is. The people who generally, a lot of people will say, I'm looking for the truth, and what they're looking for is confirmation of what they feel like could be the truth.
Exactly.
Because I think, to your point, like we cope so much with a sense of futility and insignificance that, you know, because the global community is so large, the idea that like, hey, I'm not isolated to a small town where I know everybody and I know I can make a direct impact on a small group of people, and my world is just that big. Now it's like, how do I deal with climate change? Well, instead of dealing with climate change, what if I knew that the secret was that these people are planning against us? And then having that secret knowledge empowers you to feel like you've got something, you're doing something because you're finding out the truth, even if that's really insignificant.
And it also puts you in the position of the underdog, right? You're like, no, I'm the good guy. I'm the one that everybody's rooting for, not this big, it's big planet that's talking about
right. Or it's
global warming.
It's this out of control woke culture that is that's punishing us. So we're you know, hey, look, I mean, they shut down Dilbert, so
I was about to say,
oh no, not the guy from the comics. I don't know, this is like such a bummer to me because growing up, I mean, I grew up on the X-Files, and and literally I went into computer science because of the lone gunmen in the X-Files. And so for those of you who are unfamiliar with them, they're a trio of weirdos who, like, Mulder would be one of them, except that he's very handsome, so he gets
Mulder's a lone gunman, but he fucks.
Exactly. Although which is the one that fucks? It's Langley, and then the short one who's always in gloves, he fucks. Not Scully, who Frozen what's his name? I can't remember. Froman. And then Byers is the third one, and like
John Fitzgerald Byers, I think.
That's the one. That's him. Yep.
JFB.
And they are a group of conspiracy theorists in the X-Files. They run a zine called The Lone Gunmen, and it's just about conspiracies. And Frohickey. Thank you.
Yeah, I had to look it up.
And so Mulder and Scully go to them when they need like secret information, and they hack. And so I was like, oh, I'm going to be a computer scientist. But my point was, like, growing up, conspiracy theories were so fun and like didn't mean anything, and now they're so serious. And speaking of the lone gunmen and presidential assassinations, I did go down a rabbit hole today wherein the theory is John Wilkes Booth got away with it and somebody else was killed in that barn.
All
right.
It goes deep, y'all, and I only just started.
You know, Lincoln's secretary was named Kennedy, and Kennedy's secretary was named Lincoln.
I did know that. Yeah. And there's also a I don't know if maybe this is just a street joke actually, but that it was not John Wilkes Booth who did it, but a Wilkes John Booth or something equivalent.
Oh yeah, there was one that I was talking. Oh no, did we?
He's gone.
Oh no.
Or maybe not gone,
No.
but paused.
What I did? Am I paused?
You're
You
back.
were for a moment.
You were
You're
gone
back.
for a moment.
I'm here.
Okay,
Sorry.
I'm moving.
Chelsea has one.
Go ahead, Chelsea.
When
Talk and I'll keep doing
I was
this.
looking stuff up, and and then we'll know when you pause.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Still got to get that metronome.
Maybe the government is stopping this conversation from
That's
happening.
exactly what's
figuring it
happening.
out.
We're getting
We're
too
figuring
close
it
to
out.
truth.
They don't want listeners. They don't want you to know.
Let me start talking about John Wilkes Booth again.
There was one. Who is it? Boris Johnson? Is that the guy from
England?
Former
Yeah.
London mayor and prime minister
Yeah, that one. That's.
who had a garden party during COVID.
Oh,
I know.
forgot that.
Please don't bobble because it's making it very hard.
Sorry, I'm trying to make you know that I'm moving. I'm still here.
But it just looks like you're like a bobblehead or something. It's weird. But there was the one where Boris Johnson, Ryan was telling me about it. He had those billboards on the double-decker buses for Brexit, and they were like,
Oh yeah.
but then he had an interview later where, Brexit, notoriously terrible, everyone hates it.
Mm-hmm.
Where they asked about his hobbies or something, and he said he likes to paint the wine boxes like the double-decker buses. And then a lot of people made fun of him because it was so stupid. But there's a conspiracy theory that he did that on purpose in order for, in the future, when people Google his name with red double-decker bus, that article comes up and not that he ruined a country.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
I believe
I
that
liked
one.
that one.
I mean, I feel like they all did that, right? Like Nigel Farage also did a lot of like, well, we didn't really.
Oh, I thought you were going to say painting wine boxes.
Oh,
I was
yeah.
like, yeah, we all painted wine boxes. I mean, isn't that when I go to those drinking
It's a
painting
common British
classes?
custom to paint wine boxes.
For the home listener, I held up my desk box of wine for the camera. Always with me. That was part of the John Wilkes Booth one, though. Like, there are people who claim to have been there that night and that it wasn't John Wilkes Booth's body that they found, but somebody else, because he was like a super famous actor, so everybody knew what he looked like.
Yeah.
And so there are people, including the Undertaker, who are like, that was not him. And some of the people,
Professional wrestler, the Undertaker.
That's what I was going to say.
that was him.
Okay.
Yep.
Yep.
And one of the army guys, I don't know. I don't know things.
Military police?
Yes, fine. He was like, my commanding officer was like, you shut the fuck up. That's him. Don't tell anybody ever. And then like
Oh my
30 years
God.
later, he was telling a story.
How's he doing now? Is he still alive?
Oh, John Wilkes Booth? Yeah, probably.
Oh no, the guy.
I'll never
story.
tell. I love that one of the key witnesses too was a talking horse, I think, in the stable.
Mhm.
But they
Yeah.
discovered peanut butter was on the upper lip the whole time.
Well, and then they installed him as like bribe money. He got all the acting roles that John
Yeah.
Wilkes Booth would have
No.
gotten.
Yeah. Booth was notoriously furious in his secret
Mhm.
alias. Just
Yep.
just mad. Because look, I mean, come on, everybody sleeps their way to the top. But I mean, if you're a horse, like, come on.
Oh, throwback to like the early days of the internet and those gross videos that were everywhere.
Is Lemon Party a conspiracy? No. Let's not
I
talk
think
about that.
technically it's a conspiracy. Yeah, like breathing together.
It's true.
Yeah.
those old men conspired to breathe together in a horrible miasma of flesh.
Gosh.
Oh,
All right,
God.
anything else?
Oh no.
It's time for the Mouthgarf report.
The Mouthgarf report. Open wide.
Yay.
So I have a great Mouthgarf story.
Wow, yay.
I was going to bed the other night, And I usually keep my mouth guard in the little container that they give you, right? They give you a little container, it clips shut, whatever. It's usually on my nightstand so that I can get into bed, pop that baby in, and just start chewing on space time while I have horrible nightmares of the beyond. And I couldn't find it. It wasn't there. And I was like, I don't know where this is. This is terrifying. So I turned the house over, literally. Like I picked the whole house, flipped it over. Everything fell out. Trying to figure out where this mouth guard was, because and then I became convinced that Magnolia, our puppy, must have grabbed it.
I was literally imagining Magnolia wearing them this entire time.
Yeah, turns out she stopped chewing altogether. It's great. It really worked out. I was so worried that she ate it. And I was like, oh no. Because and I was like, I hope she chewed it up into small enough pieces that she can pass this mouth guard.
Now I've got to look at her poops.
Yeah. I mean, look, I'm already doing that. It's just part of dog ownership.
I know.
But yeah, fortunately, after about a half an hour of panic and running around looking on all the surfaces and everything, I found it. And I guess I'd like set it on the foot of the bed when I brought it out of the bathroom and just never put it in the container. So it was just like sitting in the sheets. It was weird.
That's Gremlins.
It's probably Gremlins. Yeah. So yeah, there you go. I've also been playing more of the Nickelodeon Kart Racer 3. Having a blast. It's really pretty fun. Having a great time. Chelsea, we got to play it together. Yeah. We'll get on the old internet. We'll race. I got Gurr from Invader Zim unlocked. So I can be the delightful little robot mischief maker and ride a motorcycle that looks like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So that's pretty cool.
Oh wow.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I think
that's a great combo.
I know, Nate, we've talked before about getting matching X-Files tattoos. I think you got to add that to the list.
Yeah. Oh, hey, look, we still need to do that too. I think it is definitely time that I get it done for many reasons.
Yep. We just got to get Chelsea to watch it, and then we can be X-Files
I'll
buddies.
get a tattoo. It's fine.
Okay. Yeah. All right, great.
I don't have to watch a show to get it. I'll still do it. It's fine.
We should watch that episode where Scully gets a tattoo before we go, though.
Okay, deal.
Yay!
Yeah.
I love TV show themes for my day. Every time I go up and do anything, I like to watch a TV show to set the tone for the events that day.
Watching a lot of God, what was that terrible show starring Lee Pace where he's a wretched, horrible product manager? And there's a hot computer scientist.
I do.
That's what I watch every day. I'm the hot
Hold and release.
Scientist.
That's not it. It's like catch.
Halt and catch fire.
Halt and catch fire.
I don't think I have any mouth guard news. I'm trying to think if I have any gremlin news. No.
All right. I'm still moving. So that
you're still moving. Yeah.
Chelsea Mouthgarf.
The rocking is better than the bobbling.
Yeah, sorry. The bobbling's like I can't do it. I can't like that. But my mouth guard, I still have no updates. I'm still using the one I had because it is thick enough, so it's been fine. But I'm pretty sure, like some percent sure, I'm gonna probably have like an emergency dental thing because I have a tooth that is not doing great. It's my wisdom tooth. It's a wisdom tooth making its way out, and it's pissed off, and it is not doing good. And
well, maybe Nate can pull it out when he's in Seattle next week.
True, yeah.
I'll bring my
pliers. I've got pliers, and I've got a nice bronzing agent that we can just keep that baby perfect. Do you think your wisdom tooth is upset because it knows something that it's not allowed to tell us?
There he is.
Oh god.
It's being suppressed.
That's a conspiracy. True. We've got it.
It's true. They're not called dumbass teeth like the rest of them.
Wait, do you think that maybe the government has planted something in that tooth and is like subconsciously controlling you, and that's why you're asking all of these leading questions?
Yeah, quick, Chelsea, get a shortwave radio. We need to hear. You hold it up to your mouth, and we got to hear if it's
This is literally a plot of the X-Files.
Yeah. Isn't it the Bryan Cranston one?
Oh, no. Although that is also a really great episode. No,
Really
I think I want to say it's even Byers whose tooth is all fucked up. It's the weird episode that's about Byers.
Oh, yeah.
And there's that pretty lady he's trying to protect, and I think he pulls out a tooth in a hotel room. Oh, spoilers.
That he pulls out a
30-year-old
tooth in a
show.
hotel room. Well, I haven't seen it.
Okay. Well,
spoilers for my visit to Seattle in a few weeks.
Oh, God.
Chelsea, I still have your location shared to my phone.
Thank you.
So
That was the Mouthgarf report.
yay.
Yo, I was thinking before, when you said you couldn't find your, I was like, should we all have like a special, like hook that our mouth guards sit on next to our bed? Should we have like cute little not makeup necklace stands that are for our mouth guards, so they air out and then they have they're just ready to go and they are displayed appropriately?
Can they be
Before
matching? Can
slumber?
they be Debut Buddies branded?
Yeah,
Mouthgarf
friendship.
report. Can it be
Mouthgarf
can it be
reports.
Garfield holding your mouth
Oh
guard
my
up
God.
Yes.
on a stand?
Well, will he be holding it, or should it be like him sitting and then his tail is the hook?
Oh my
That
God.
would work.
Coming
Yeah,
up.
I'm in.
Mm,
I'm
okay,
100. I am
okay. That's
2,000% in.
I'm also thinking about those like
Mouthgarf holder.
have you seen these are Instagram ads I keep getting of like lamps, like friendship lamps for when you and your
you, like, touch
bestie
it
live
and
across the
it'll-
country and it changes colors on their end. Like we should know when we're putting in our mouth guards.
Aw.
Aw.
Yeah, the Garf eyes can open and look
Yeah.
at us.
Do
when
we each
put
have
them in.
one eye? Like one eye will belong to.
I love this. We need to figure out who can produce this wonder item.
Oh my God.
I want the guy who invented the Garfield phones. I want him on the job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If there was only a way we could call him.
But they all fell into the
They're on the
ocean in
ocean.
France.
Are you all ready to play a game?
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's play I See What You Did There.
Kelly, I feel like you're gonna do really well at this one, and I'm not.
I think everybody's going to do great.
Well,
You
I
have
don't know.
all conspiracy theory.
I am really excited for how everybody is going to do at least until number 4. And then we'll see what
Oh,
happens.
No.
Okay.
These are all conspiracy theory based, as would be expected. And you're working together because
Okay.
the only way to play I See What You Did There
To
is to
defeat-
conspire with your friends.
A tooth
Oh, yeah,
kidnapper.
To breathe together.
Yeah. Just to be clear, I only kidnap teeth.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes they're attached to people, but
That's collateral damage.
yeah. Dental damn. No. never
Oh,
mind.
yeah.
Didn't work. We're gonna walk that back, but not cut it out.
I do see where you were going.
Yeah. I had a good feeling. It's just, you get partway down the lane and then you're like,
Yeah.
oh no, there's nowhere to go here.
You don't know until you try.
It's a bad place.
Yeah.
You ready? You ready for this?
Mhm, mhm.
Yes.
Number 1. This failed soda reboot led to claims that its creators made it bad on purpose to boost its predecessor's popularity. And there's nothing more popular than this film featuring an ursine life of the party who can't shut up about his great ideas.
If I ask you to define ursine, will that be too much of a clue?
I mean, it'll help. I will give you this. Ursine is connected to Ursa Major, which is the Big Dipper, but also known as this animal.
I feel like this has been a clue before.
Ursine? I might have used
I mean,
lupine before. I don't know.
I know lupine though, but I feel
Yeah.
like this character that you're describing has been a clue before.
Oh, maybe. I don't know. This is relative. This is like up to the minute shit. This is
Then never mind.
This is a
Okay.
recent film.
Uh-oh.
This is
Recent
a recent
film.
film?
Yeah.
I have
Super
no
recent
way
film
of
featuring an
knowing.
ursine life of the party who can't shut up about his great ideas.
Chelsea, have you seen any recent movies?
No.
It's Skinamarink.
I was going to say Winnie the Pooh.
Ooh. Oh, he's making a face.
You're on. I'm also pointing my pen, but it's slightly below the camera. You are correct about the type of animal.
Cocaine Bear.
Okay.
Oh, that's directed by Elizabeth Banks. I need to go see it right now.
So what's the rest of the thing?
Coke.
Coke. Was it Coke? Coke Zero Bear? Coke. All I can think is Crystal Pepsi.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. And then I was also thinking Tab, but that's not right. Okay, so is it a Coke? Is it Coke with cocaine?
It is. There's just another name for what they did.
Yeah,
when they rebooted Coca-Cola, they made this.
Coca-Cola.
They made classic Coke
named after
Bear.
they released though the use of Coca-Cola Classic only happened after this
because of this failed,
right? They introduced a formula that was not old, but rather
this is just new Cocaine Bear.
Yeah, new Cocaine Bear. See what I did there?
Cocaine Bear.
New Coke. But that is an actual conspiracy theory that I looked up, that people were like, they made New Coke bad on purpose so that people would buy Coke Classic and they could win the soda wars against Pepsi.
Oh, shit.
Oh, that's smart.
Yeah.
Damn.
How can we prove it?
I think we just have to drink a lot of soda.
Do we know anybody that works at Coke that can get to their documentation?
I know somebody who had an internship at Coke.
To Atlanta! You both see what I did there. Number two. Everyone knows this Barry Lyndon director helped fake the moon landing. Like there's no disputing that this tool for baking pizza makes a truly delicious pie.
Whenever you know the answer.
Stanley Kubrick oven.
Kubrick oven. You see what I did there.
Whew.
Great job.
You did it.
Oh, boy.
That's right.
I was like, Stanley Pizza Stone.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Both this is how you know the moon landing was faked. Clearly, a wood-fired rocket is being used to launch the lander off of the planet. That would work.
Mm-hmm.
Delicious pizza.
Plus, the moon is a hologram. How are you going to land on it?
Yeah. All right. Number three. This sonographic diagnostic tool might be the only way to tell if your fetus is a secretly planted CIA sleeper agent poised to strike at any moment.
Wait, I think I'm only hearing one part.
Okay.
This is a little tricky because the parts are reversed.
Oh.
So I'm saying the last part first and the first part last.
Okay.
This sonographic diagnostic tool might be the only way to tell if your fetus is a secretly planted CIA sleeper agent poised to strike at any moment.
Yeah, we got this.
Hold on.
Okay. I'm having trouble. Okay.
Yeah, I'm also having trouble. I think I'm hung up on. You said the word sonographic, so it can't be sonogram, can it?
That's what I was having trouble with.
Is this question a conspiracy?
I mean, the whole thing is obviously like my existence is a conspiracy. I'm looking for another word for a sonogram.
Oh, well,
there is like if a woman is pregnant, she will go and get this procedure done to see how the fetus is developing. It involves jelly and wanding over the belly.
Is it not a sonogram?
Definitely would have called that a sonogram.
It's called that, but it's also called something else.
Okay.
It's called something else.
Ultrasound. No.
Okay, give me the first part.
I'm working on it.
Okay, and the other one was a sleeper agent.
This is the only way to tell if your fetus is
MK ultrasound.
MK ultrasound. You see what I did there?
Oh,
MK
boy.
ultrasound.
Cannot believe we did not talk about MK Ultra.
I know.
Yeah,
I'm glad we didn't, because that actually got to be a little secret seeming.
We're gonna have to do an episode on conspiracy theories annually. I don't know, man.
Yeah, we can come back to it. We'll do first, second conspiracy theories episode.
Perfect.
And then first, third
First,
conspiracies
third,
episode. Yeah, because we haven't done one before. This is the first time we've done the third one.
It works forever. I love it.
Hell yeah. Hey, after the last episode with the profanity in a song to break the British top 40, great. I mean, I love it. I love it.
Yeah, we're doing it.
We're keeping the iron hot, and we are just pounding the shit out of that iron. It's gonna be great. All right, you ready for number 4? This is it. This is the one that I think is gonna be the trickiest.
Yeah, okay.
That's gonna be the trickiest. Okay.
This probably homophobic conspiracy group purported a romantic entanglement between One Direction members Harry Styles and Louis Tomlinson.
Yeah.
And has no relation to the Celtic great who wore number 33 and was nicknamed the Hick from French Lick, or the man who uncurbed his enthusiasm to bring us Seinfeld.
Okay.
I think I got it.
Okay, hit us with it.
What was the first part again?
This probably homophobic conspiracy group purported a romantic entanglement between One Direction members Harry Styles and Louis Tomlinson.
That part I don't get. Okay, do the second one.
Get the second part?
Second one. And that group has no relation to the Celtic great who wore number 33 and was nicknamed the Hick from French Lick, or, separate person, the man whose uncurbed enthusiasm brought us Seinfeld.
I mean, that's Larry
David. But so is Larry David also a sports person? Is it a different
Larry
name?
Bird? That's
what
a sports
I
name,
thought.
right?
Yeah,
Kelly,
Larry Bird. You got it. Okay. You got
it. Wait, so we were saying Larry Bird and Larry David Bird? Larry Bird.
Don't worry about mashing Larry David.
I think we gotta focus
Bird.
on that.
Okay, it's just Larry.
It's the first part. It's the first part.
Shit.
So this probably homophobic conspiracy group purported a romantic entanglement between One Direction members Harry Styles and Louis Tomlinson. What would they call themselves? That might connect now to you have Bird and David.
Oh.
I don't know who...
connecting to Bird and David or Larry?
Well, yes. This is why this is tricky. This is why this is tricky.
Okay.
Good.
So Louis Tomlinson also in One Direction?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know who. I've heard this before, but I didn't know it was a group that...
This group of people who have a nickname
so are
for
they
themselves.
The Larrys?
Right.
I just know internet culture.
Yeah.
So Larry's...
Are they the Larrys?
Larry's Bird and David.
You see what I did there? Yeah. Larry's Bird and David. Yes. You see what I did there?
Oh.
Wait,
thank you for all your help on that one.
So the Larrys are just this group of people on the internet who were like, no, they're totally hooking up. They're dating.
Oh, no, hold on.
I didn't know that was a specific group. I thought that was just a bunch of girls.
That's exactly what it is. Larry's like the portmanteau of Lewis and Harry.
They're shipping them.
Larry's.
Yeah.
Shit.
That's the only way I got there.
God damn.
I just know how the internet works.
That's right. Yeah. You said Harry first, and then you said, and if you had switched it, my brain would have gotten there.
He's crafty.
I'm conspiring against you when I write these.
That's how it feels.
Kelly, you killed that one.
A great job. All of them? You both won again.
Oh, I had fun though. So.
So conspiracy theories, what are we giving devs to? Are we giving devs to the concept of conspiracy theories, or are we giving devs to that first conspiracy theory that we barely talked about how the British were
conspiracy theories in general?
Okay.
I feel like conspiracy theories in general is so complicated.
Yeah. If we go with the first one.
Sure, 5 out of 5. I don't know.
I was gonna go 1, so but that's just because I was like, well, this is it's some history stuff that I don't understand. I also didn't read the article. I just read the snippet and I was like, oh, okay.
Well, I'm not sure that the article I read is related to yours. So
yeah. I mean, it's all related, right?
Gold circle.
It's all related.
Golden Order.
That's it. Golden Order.
So No, Golden Order is something. So, okay. No, I guess
are
they
the
are
knights?
both Golden Order. It's Knights of the Golden Circle.
Mhm.
And then there's Order of the Golden Dawn, which is
Oh, is that what Kingsman is about?
Could not probably not. Order of the Golden Dawn is like witchcraft.
No, the other
stuff.
one, the circle one. Because they're like something about a gold circle. Kingsman?
Probably.
Yeah, because that's the whole King
because-
Arthur thing, right? Kingsman is about King Arthur. It's about the Arthurian, like the Round Table.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go. Okay.
Yeah. No, the one I was talking about is like racists.
Yeah, but that's a lot.
Circa the
They
Civil War.
rebranded. They
Yeah.
started calling themselves the racists. They rebranded. Like, you know what? Maybe
Do
Golden
you think one day
Circle.
it'll be vintage and they'll be like, yeah, let's be the racist again?
Using the pre-established Deb scale, where 5 is debaucherous, 4 is debonair, 3 is debatable, 2 is debilitated, and 1 is a debacle. I think conspiracy theories have to either be a 3 or a 1, right?
I think
They're either
3.
debatable or a
3.
debacle.
Yeah, they're debatable.
Yeah.
I feel like
I
they're
guess
debatable because we could debate all day probably about them, because even the ones like they're true. Like there's a lot that are true.
Well, that's the beauty. That's the beauty of it, right? Is that they all have enough truth in them. Well, you know, many of them have something that is semi-verifiable that you can point to, and that gives you that little twinge in your medulla oblongata or whatever. I don't know what part of your brain gets turned on by this shit, but something.
It's the whole thing for me.
You
should see me in an MRI. They're like AFK, and I'm like fireworks.
You're like the 4th panel on that on the brain meme.
Yeah.
All the time. Just,
Galaxy brain. Yeah.
Yeah. Full on galaxy brain.
Yeah, I don't know. I am going debatable just because so many people wield them with malice and with the intention to manipulate people, and the people who get manipulated make me feel sad.
Yeah.
So
it's true. Yeah, they would be angelically beautiful things if it was just our curious way of coping with the things we didn't understand, right? And instead they're tools of power and just horrible atrocities and things. So that sucks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Also proud of us for not mentioning Alex Jones.
Oh yeah. Oh man.
God.
Yeah.
I'm gonna read the whole Warren Commission before next episode.
Great. Okay.
Is that what the next episode is going to be about?
Next episode, Kelly's first reading of the Warren Report.
Jesus.
So we had a resounding 3 out of 5 Debs for conspiracy theories.
Yep.
On our next episode, we're going to talk about the first female serial killer. And is that based in the United States or globally?
We'll see.
You know what? I'd have to give it the old Google.
That's right. Yeah. No time for that now. The episode's finishing.
Wait, I think I have her open in a tab. Let me at least get her name.
Oh yeah, get her in a tab. That's a soda. It's a soda. We talked about
it's not new Coke,
connected.
though.
Wait, all connected.
Did we decide first woman serial killer or first woman to die in an electric chair?
What? That was one?
Oh,
okay,
man.
sounds like I have tabs that I have not shared. Okay,
we're gonna come back. We're gonna come back to that. We got to do that also. That's interesting.
First woman serial killer it is.
Listeners, if you like this podcast, you should subscribe wherever you're listening to it. Subscribe, God damn it, do it now before they won't let you anymore. Before they take us off the air,
they'll
take
this away from you.
They've already got Chelsea. They're coming for me and Kelly now.
That's true.
It's soon.
I can hear them at the door.
Scratch. You're just gonna yell at the end like a scary story to tell in the dark.
Yeah. Boo!
I am the window viper. Or the memory viper. That's even better.
Oh shit.
Men in Black shit.
That's
right.
Shit. I've got a lot to say on all these subjects.
Yeah.
Okay, wrap up the show before I go off.
Yeah. Subscribe to our podcast, rate and review it. Give us 5 stars, please, on Apple Podcasts. Say whatever you would like to in the actual review, but give us 5 stars. We need it, people. We need it. Look,
Put your favorite conspiracy theory in the review.
Oh yeah, please.
Yeah, definitely do that. Know also that we all sold all of our organs so that we could continue doing this podcast, and now we survive solely on 5-star reviews. So if you don't review us, this is a Tinkerbell scenario. You are going to kill us. We will die. You have to help us.
I do believe in buddies. I do.
So do that. If you like the music in this show, listen to Michael J. O'Connor's music, michaeljoconnor.bandcamp.com. You can also find science fiction books that I have written or have a hand in publishing, written by other people who are astonishingly talented at Spaceboy Books. Read spaceboy.com.
And you can find me and Chelsea over on Never Show the Monster, where we talk about horror movies and sometimes aliens.
Yeah.
And it's amazing. It's wonderful. It's one of the best parts of my week, and I'm so happy that it's been back for, I think, like 8 weeks now.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
For a minute. We've been back.
I'm feeling really I'm just feeling actualized, you know? There was a hole in my heart and in my life, and now it's filled again with the two of you.
Your organs were removed, so
true, yeah. This was Debut Buddies. Or was it?
Or was it?
It wasn't.
Bye, buddies.
Bye, buddy.